We got some good feedback, and I like to show those feedback so that we can just quickly address them. All right, look at this. I think Sean brought a good point. Okay, I like this. So Uche has been helping to kind of give us some comments. So I like it. Said, hey, you're very calm, you're professional, you're demure, but he wants you to listen more to the question so that we can get clarity, right? So
Yeah.
I know sometimes you might have a question and get overwinding on those questions, but just calm down. The question I asked, the reason is this: as an interviewer, honestly, at least for me, it's hard to BS me because when I ask a question, I know I have a reason for asking.
Okay.
Mostly it's because either we are dealing with a problem now, or I have a client I want to have you fix that problem, right? So I'm looking for an answer. I'm very intentional with the question most times. If it's general question, that's fine. But if it's technical, make sure you listen in, get clarity, and answer what they ask. Don't, because if you overwine it, number one, to be honest, mentally you lose people and they will even stop. Their brain will just freeze, and it will like you just rambled, and I have no idea what you said. Right. So just be mindful of that. Okay. Let's another one. Okay, I like this. Somebody said your role is a mid-level. You need to be more assertive. Listen to understand the question. Be confident you got this. You have an idea of the concept. Align it to real life. Okay, I like that. So make sure at the end of the day, be calm and because honestly, you're a calm human being, man. It's hard to kind of intimidate you. You're calm. Use it as a strength, right?
Yeah.
Don't get out of the specific of the question. You have the substance, but calm, be precise. When you see yourself talking too much, quickly pause and say, "Do you have any question?" It's a way to kind of make the other person interact and say, "Oh, okay, do they have a question or not?"
I was so focused thinking that it would blow me with sub two questions.
Yeah, I mean, because the truth is that, for most of those roles, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, so just prepare your mind around that at the end of the, okay, let's another one here.
Mhm.
Let's see another one. Okay. Uh, okay, I like this. Sean said, then call for a meeting to understand their situation and concerns since they are having compliance issues over the years. From their response, determine if they are going through a recertification or not. I think that was the question I asked about a
Mhm.
client that, they didn't have SOC 2 report. Now, in reality, let's face it, sometimes some people get slothful or sloppy. There's a change of leadership, so they might not really have the, SOC 2 report ready for you. So you either know that okay, it's in works, or if life happens, they change their leadership, they were acquired. Sometimes people get mergers and acquisition, and because of that, everything just changes. Their leadership are fired, so it delayed them. No problem. Ask if they have additional documentation, maybe a certification, an assessment report, an audit report, something they've done that can make me comfortable to say, okay, they might not have it handy this time, but look at other things they have that we can use that suffice to show their controls are okay. Okay. So, and that goes for everybody, right? Because this is typical. It's going to happen at some point. A client or a vendor that has been consistent, they would have times maybe they were acquired by somebody else. There was a transition. Their leadership got fired. They've moved to other department. During that transition, they've done other things we can use as evidence to suffice. Then the following year, we get much more stricter that, okay, now you guys are structured. Can we now get it back? Okay. And we just follow with their leadership. Mostly they will give us what's going on. So I like the idea. Somebody said we should just call a meeting. That's a good one. That's another one there. Um, okay, somebody said, which is a good one. This goes to everybody. They said they are your clients. They cannot give you permission for a risk assessment, right? So yes, so you cannot say, oh, you're asking permission to go in their own environment and do a risk assessment, except it's part of your master service agreement in your contract, right? That you said, okay, I can come in and do a risk assessment. Honestly, why would I want to do that stress to, go into my third party vendor to do their own? I can do a risk assessment for myself to see if the risk they have right now is not acceptable by my own company. But I don't need to go into their own company because really except it's a very strategic partner. It's in our master service agreement. We've agreed already that, okay, we have to go into the environment to do that. then that's a different conversation entirely. Okay, let's another one. Okay, this is a good one. Good point, guys. Scratch me out of it. I'm not relevant. Once you say, hey, hi, Akin, first time, the other part, you don't call me, hey, thank you, Mr. It's not relevant again. I'm out of the picture after the first salutation. Just scratch me out. Okay. Just focus on the question, the answer. Then don't go back and say, oh, thank you every time. Thank you. Don't that one thank you is good enough. If the
Okay.
guy doesn't like the one thank you, let them go scratch themselves, right? No big deal. But the point is that that's good enough, right? So that's good. So don't thank anybody again. Just after that, we're good. Then there
Okay.
was the part I know you mentioned this out of passing. You said you don't, I map user stakeholders, which is true. We're not mapping users to, but I know you're trying to talk. But sometimes some people are very picky with words.
Mm-hmm.
Like Sheung picked it up. I probably didn't even notice you said it, but sometimes people are very picky, so they will pick your word. So be very mindful and thoughtful, right? Okay, let's another one. Okay, I like this. I like this. I like this. This is a good one. Uche is also man. This is somebody said sometimes your business owners have no technical knowledge. How would you explain risk to them? Right? Remember again, for all of us, the beautiful thing with all this AI tool now is that you can take technical language and say, simplify it in sixth grade language for business to understand. And it will make it so simplistic. I think, and I challenge everybody here as we enter 2025, it's going to be an amazing one for us. Everybody must utilize AI. And for all of you that have not, I'm going to have a segment. I'll just throw it out every now and then. Just let's do like a 1 hour boot camp, scratch everything, just quickly go in and say, okay, guys, look at some cool tools out there you can use. There's no option, guys. If you want to be relevant, or else we're just going to be almost non-consequential what we do career-wise. So we have to all be aligned. The world has changed. In case you're not aware of it, don't fight it. Don't even think it. You got to align. It has changed. The world has changed the way we know it 3 years ago. Now, in case you don't know, okay, another point. I like that. Somebody said you're scratching your head a lot. That's true. So, hey, bro, we're not going to scratch that head, okay? We're not going to scratch that head again, okay? So be very mindful because sometimes it shows. I know, sometimes we get nervous. I get it, but be very mindful of it because people, because think again, guys, ladies, this is optics now. So I don't want you to be scratching it because it feels like, oh my God, I'm tired of these people. Oh, these guys are get people's interpretation is different, right? So we're not going to scratch. I'm not going to scratch it. And again, guys, we keep it real here, right? You know it, right? We just want to be straight with our guys. Go bring the offer. That's all we care at the end of the day. Okay, let's do another one. Okay, I think yeah, that was Uche that said no scratching of head. Okay, that's a good one. Uh, but it's okay, bro. Hey, I'll scratch my head at times. Like, oh man, but I don't have hair, so I have nothing to scratch. Maybe you should be bald like me. Let's see. Let's see another comment and okay, can keep the smile. Okay, all right. I like this. Okay, I like this. Somebody said you can keep the smile in between questions. I like that. You're very approachable, affable, you're likable, it's easy to, and you're confident. I love it. So just use it as a strength, but make sure you are very intentional about questions and give responses based on your knowledge. Just, and the ones you don't know, just say, well, I've not done that specifically, but this is a similar thing I've done. There was a time I asked a question and you were giving me answers along the line of internal audit. So there are two different things really entirely at that point. But you could always tell me, well, I didn't do that, but I did this in internal audit. This is what I did because
Mm.
it's similar. Then, that makes it, you give me some context around it. So which is great. Overall, I think somebody said Uche is OG gangster. I think I agree. Uche is just gangster, man. She ain't playing, man. I love it. She ain't playing. Uche is giving us everything. She is, but that's what we do here, man. We don't want to sugarcoat it so that you can go bring the offer. Just put the work. All right, let's see. Nice one, Stan. Overall, we always give grades here, right? So
Let's
I'm gonna
see.
go.
Nice one. Nice one.
I'm gonna give you for the interview. Somebody say Uche go for gold. Well done, Stan. So a lot of us think overall it was a good start. So I'm gonna throw you at 3.5 in my case. So I've put pressure on you, Stan. You gotta go put some extra substance, extra layer overall to make sure we get you to 7. So and I'll catch up with you after this also. All right. Thank you so much, everybody. I know it's midday for most of us, but thank you all for joining as always. A lot of you have asked about the upcoming class also. Yes, that kicks off January 18th. We're excited about it. And for some of you that are new to our community, that's what we do best here. We're not of the illusion anything is automatic, folks. We know we got to put work. We don't sugarcoat things here. We got to put the work here. We got to put the discipline, put the time, put the work. And at the end of the day, good things always happen when we do that together. It's a new year coming, and one thing we are excited about is as a community, we want our folks, our ladies, our guys to really go all in crazy. You will see us do a lot of Lions Den this January first week and coming weeks because some of us just